Yo, 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 what's poppin', boys? What's poppin'? What's poppin'? Shout out Perfecto Streets, bro. We here. Shout out to you, homie. Shout out. You boys bring in the energy tonight. First like, first comment, my man. Dun Daughter says big up. Shout out Dun Daughter. Otto, what's poppin', homie? He says he'll be back. Kevin from Chicago in this bitch. Shout out, homie. Bloodhound Lil Jeff. All right, what's poppin', everybody? What's poppin'? Everybody, run up the likes on the stream. Do me that solid. Run up the likes on the stream. And we'll be getting started here. Run up the likes on the stream. Subscribe if you're new. Um, I'll just be yapping a little bit. But the main reason, right? The headline of the day. We always got to get the headline of the day. Masvidal goes off on the lesbian in transition. Chael Sonnen. I mean, shit. I captioned the post. I said, LMFAO, I can't unsee it now. I always thought that Chael's look was different. But I mean, Masvidal, he hit the nail on the head, bro. Chael Sonnen does look like a lesbian in transition. The glasses, the turtlenecks and shit. Yeah, I mean, sometimes even how Chael's jeans fit on him, he definitely looked like a lesbian in transition. But Chael been calling cap, I guess, on Masvidal's UFC return. I mean, I believe that Masvidal will have a UFC return. I don't know why he thinks that's cap. Masvidal has always been under contract with them. He retired with fights. He got permission to go box. And he wants to come back to MMA. He wants to keep fighting. So there's only one place for him to fight, the UFC. If he wasn't going to fight in the UFC, he would have fought on the MVP card. So I don't know what Chael's on about with this one. But yeah, Chael calling cap and Masvidal not happy. Says he'll beat his ass at heavyweight at bare knuckle MMA. And then going back to this conversation from last night, it was a pretty hardcore stream. But going back to this conversation from last night, I just wanted to say that, Oscar and Nico Ali, they did a pretty decent job. I was watching a video of Luke Thomas reacting to it today, and he really didn't give Oscar very much credit. Oscar, he did a good job. He said what he needed to say. But the problem is that they weren't as well equipped as a Nick Khan, number one. Nick Khan was able to squeak by bullshit excuses. I just got done rewatching it, but there is one where I'm trying to think. Oh, just speaking about Nick Khan saying like back in the day where there was a champion, we knew who it was, Marvin Hagler and shit like that. But if De La Hoya would have done the research, apparently they would have found out that like Hagler had multiple belts as well. There wasn't just one unified title back then either. There's multiple, and Hagler was the unified champion, just like there is today. And there was other points too that they were squeaking by. That I just think if boxing did more homework and came more prepared, it would have been a better, performance. But with that being said, I think they performed well. But this dude, he had the cherry on top. Even with the good performance, Homie also had a good performance, but he had the cherry on top. He was able to squeak by arguments and make it appear like he was winning every time. So that's where, the Muhammad Ali act, kiss it goodbye. It's going away. It's gonna be gone. And that just is what it is. Masvidal would beat Chael's punk ass up. Yeah, he would. He would beat Chael's ass today. Oh, also, it's worth mentioning. I knew there was something up with Ted Cruz. So here's the issue with Ted Cruz, right? TKO has a pack, a lobbying pack, just like APAC. TKO got a pack, and guess who they give money to? This guy Ted Cruz. In other words, Ted Cruz has accepted money from TKO's political pack. And yeah, Ted Cruz definitely on TKO's side. Ted Cruz also, because I did watch that Luke Thomas video earlier today, and Ted Cruz, the first question he asked, where he's like, "So I just want to ask you guys some questions. Like, boxing. One of the problems is that there's we don't know who the heavyweight champion is. The World Series champion in 2025 was the Los Angeles Dodgers, right? Who is the current heavyweight champion? Can anyone tell me?" And that was a softball, bro. These guys have colluded behind the scenes, spoke about the questions that are gonna get asked, and Nick Khan was more than prepared. He even has this dude in his back pocket. He even knew the first question this dude was going to ask, and he had an answer ready. Nick Khan goes, "We don't have a heavyweight champion. There's a bunch of them. There's like 7 heavyweight champions." And I mean, here's the other thing too, just worth explaining. It's like, yeah, there's like 7 heavyweight champions, but so same within MMA. There might not be 7, but there's what? I don't know if Ryzen has heavyweight, but let's just use these organizations as an example. Ryzen got a heavyweight champ, One got a heavyweight champ, PFL got a heavyweight champ, Octagon got a heavyweight champ, Cage Warriors, UFC. The list goes on, right? Here's the big difference. Across all these organizations, the heavyweight champions can't fight other heavyweight champions contractually because they're locked into exclusive contracts. In boxing, these champions can fight each other because they're not locked into exclusive contracts because there's no monopoly on the sport. So understand that, they propose it as a problem, but I would even argue that the problem is how the UFC stands right now. Wouldn't you want to see Johnny Eblen, the middleweight, former middleweight champion, but call it, whatever middleweight champion in PFL, right? Wouldn't you want the middleweight champion in PFL to be able to contractually fight the middleweight champion in the UFC so we could find out for real? Just for fun. Francis Ngannou, when he went over to the PFL, wouldn't you have still been able to make that fight? And then you could be the PFL and the UFC champion. And all these promotions, have to compete amongst each other for talent. That's how boxing is. Yeah, there's some fundamental flaws with boxing, right? Starting with there being no TV deals, starting with the boxers at the top probably getting too much money, yeah. But I mean, changing the whole pay structure is not it. You could reduce how much the boxers get by like 20%, 15% of the revenue and start evening things out. But I mean, switching the whole model is crazy. Switching the whole model is crazy. George versus Chael. Chael will never accept it. I'd love to hear Chael's response. Still yet to see Masvidal defend a double. Chael would win easily. Damn, I disagree, Bloodhound. Congress are a bunch of casuals. Yeah, they don't know shit, But I mean, again, what boxing toted out is shameful. Mr. Fishnets, like, bro, you can't be doing that. You can't be toting out like, Oscar, bro. It's like he's not gonna get respect off the bat just because they know his history, bro. Drug use. Not even that it's a big deal. You could do drugs, but he's just so public with it that it's like people are gonna respect you a little bit less. Off rip. Chael's undefeated LMAO. Choke every time it gets rough. Yeah, we're gonna get into this topic right now. Also, though, I just wanted to mention that Aljamain Sterling, he had a pretty good media day. So maybe we could take a look at Aljo's media day. It was pretty good. Thing is, nobody cares who the heavyweight champ is outside UFC. All of the fights Ngannou headlined were flops. Okay, okay, Eric, but hear me out, right? Hear me out. Um, there's another side to it. Let's say there's a good prospect that arises outside of the UFC, Mr. Eric. 2 points to respond to. Let's see if there's a heavyweight prospect that arises outside the UFC. We don't need to rely on the UFC signing them, right? To get the fight made. We can get the fight made if the fighters want the fight and the promoters work together. No longer do we have to rely on the UFC signing them. That's number one. And then number two is, okay, fine, Ngannou's fights that he headlined were flops. All the more reason that there should have been a little loophole in there that Ngannou could fight against the UFC's heavyweight champion and the UFC and PFL could co-promote. The fighters win when there's competition in the marketplace amongst the promoters. Right? The fighters win when that happens. When the promoters have to work together to make fights happen. Now, I know that when there's a bunch more hands in the pot, it gets a little funky, and that's where boxing is currently at. So, there needs to be some oversight. But it's not to say it can't be mapped out. It's not to say it can't be mapped out. But there should be a bit more oversight. But, these are the real conversations. The meeting in the middle. Not, oh, let's bring UFC pay model into boxing. That's not meeting in the middle, bro. That's all or fucking nothing. Okay, bring health insurance. Bring all these things. Bring brain scanning. Bring whatever you want to bring in. But do not bring in your pay model. We'll amend the Ali Act to your liking, but not when it comes to the pay model. Francis the fraud. If a fighter is not in the UFC, I am not interested. Bro, what the... Okay, fine. Fine. I don't care about arguing that point too much. But still, I think that it would be cool to see Johnny Eblin be able to fight a UFC champion. A rising champion be able to fight a UFC champion. So if you think that, that's fine. But I think what I think. Mr. David. That would basically be UFC being forced to do favors for their competitors. Nobody would watch these hypothetical fights without the UFC brand on them. Nobody would watch Johnny Eblin versus Sean Strickland back in the day. Nobody would watch that. Don't be so elitist when it comes to the UFC, guys. I mean, the UFC, you're acting as if like the UFC talent is just like this cesspool of like, I don't even know if that cesspool of just like great fighters. Like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? Like, what exactly are you guys talking about? Light heavyweight is cooked as we know it, right? So there's not any other light heavyweights outside the UFC that are champions in other organizations that would be worth seeing more than like a Jan Blachowicz. Because Jan Blachowicz like the fifth heavyweight right now. So I think you guys are like, I don't know where. It's fine, but I seem to have struck a nerve when it comes to saying I want to see all the organizations compete against each other. I don't know. I don't understand what's wrong with that. And then you guys just being like, oh, well, if they're not co-signed by the UFC, I don't want to see it. Bro, the UFC co-sign, and I hate to use them as the example. This is fucked up. But it's like the UFC co-signs SD Dumas. What the fuck are you guys on? Telling me. The fuck are you guys smoking? So if the UFC co-signs them, then you're good with it? Like, bro. If you guys think about your logic a little more, there's no foundation to it. There's zero foundation to it. It only could open up bigger fights, and there's less of a barrier. Sure, the promoters got to do business, and sure, we need to maybe put on some more oversights. But it takes away a massive barrier that the UFC has to actually acquire the talent. It takes away that barrier. It's like I don't want to see John. It's like this. This is what you guys are saying. I don't want to see Johnny Eblen when he's under contract with the PFL fight somebody in the UFC. But as soon as Johnny Eblen parts ways with the PFL and signs to the UFC, you guys are all steam go, right? Let's just move forward with it. Now I want to see Johnny Eblen because he got the allure of being signed to the UFC. What exactly are you guys talking about? You know, you don't want to see people who are outside the UFC. You know who came in outside the UFC? Alex Pereira. You know who was once outside of the UFC? Was Justin Gaethje. You know, World Series of Fighting. I'm just kind of confused at what you guys exactly are saying. Well, where else are the great fighters? I mean, do we not sign good fighters from other promotions? I mean, you guys are being like, I don't want to see a champion versus a UFC fighter. Bro, does the UFC not sign champions from other organizations to come in? Like, so what? You guys haven't been happy seeing RDR fight because he belonged to PFL at one point in time. Exactly what are you guys talking about? Exactly what are you guys talking about? In fact, it would have been better because back when RDR was signed with one, the UFC could have been like, hey, we want him to fight our champion. And maybe that would have worked. And got RDR out of that little standstill with one. I'm not trying to be elitist. I'm just being realistic. Truth is that the UFC brand itself is more valuable than any fighter on the current roster today. And Ngannou proved that. I think you're being kind of elitist, to be honest with you. To be honest with you. I mean, that's an elitist comment in its own right, Eric. Truth is the UFC brand itself is more valuable than any fighter on the current roster today. What, bro? That's the most elitist thing I ever heard in my life. It's not about the UFC being valuable. Does the UFC being valuable have anything to do with a good fight? Does the UFC being valuable have anything to do with the competitive, nature of Johnny Eblen, competing against anybody in the top 5 of the UFC's middleweight division? That's why I'm just calling it out, Oh, but God for, as soon as Johnny's time is up with the PFL and you take those 3 letters off his, t-shirt and you put the 3 UFC letters on his t-shirt, now he's signed to the UFC. Now Eric is going to feel as if like he can co-sign it, because he finally belongs to the UFC. So Eric basically just waits for the UFC to tell him who he wants to see and who he doesn't want to see. If the UFC hasn't signed him, Eric doesn't want to see him. He just waits for the UFC to tell him. That's realistic. That's not being elitist. I mean, homie, we don't even shit. You walked yourself into this, Eric. I know you're gonna be probably fuming, but it's like, bro, you walked yourself into this. You guys came out of nowhere being like, I don't want to see, outside people from the UFC fighting UFC fight. What the fuck are you guys talking about? Look, the only issue is getting money out of politics. Otherwise, corruption rules. Well, David Dean, did you hear what I said about the money that the TKO PAC has given Ted Cruz? That's why Ted Cruz is on their side. That's why Ted Cruz is opening up this bill in the first place. I guess Ted Cruz is the one who decided that boxing needs to be fixed or something. Make a tournament with all high-level promotions. God forbid, Air Javi. David Dean and Eric don't want to see that. UFC makes 42 cards a year. How many does boxing make? Yeah, and of those 42 cards of the year, it's the one we got last weekend. Right? I mean, we could have had 41. I would have been fine. The card last weekend barely counts. Sarah named me to sleep. Big dog. I got you, homie. Johnny is a GFL fighter. RIP the GFL. Dude, I want to see promotion versus promotion. No, Perfecto. God forbid. God forbid. God forbid somebody wants to see promotion versus promotion. The UFC is the cream of the crop. The UFC is the cream of the crop. We don't want to see anybody else. If they're signed by the UFC, perfecto. Eric says, if Strickland fights outside of UFC, I can almost guarantee that only hardcore fans would watch, and we're not a big enough fan base to move the needle. I just think you're the way you're viewing it is like bro, Eric, nobody's talking about Strickland fighting outside the UFC. You know, nobody's talking about that. Who said Strickland's going to fight outside the UFC? And we want like that's not the point I'm trying to argue. I'm trying to tell you that I would like to see Johnny Eblen when he was the middleweight champion competing against, you know, a middleweight champion in the UFC. Is that so much to ask? Or whatever organization. I think it would be cool to I think it would build up other organizations like PFL competing against Ryzen's champion, like Bellator and Ryzen did in the past. I thought that built it up. I thought that added allure, you know, to these guys' resumes. You know, oh, they went over and they did the PFL versus or the Bellator versus Ryzen, and he won that title fight against Ryzen's champion. That's kind of considered a super fight. No one's talking about Strickland fighting outside the UFC and wanting to watch it. But we are going to watch Nate versus Mike Perry, you know, and they're outside the UFC. Yeah, and when Alex and Gaethje came to the UFC, we followed them. Like sheep though, David. Like sheep. The fuck? Why do you need the UFC? Why do you need them to come to the UFC to follow them? Like not even to follow them. Not even to follow them. But that's not what you guys said. You said you don't even want to watch these guys against UFC talent. You said you don't want to watch outsiders against UFC talent. And I told you that Alex and Gaethje were once outsiders. So you guys can move the goalpost all you want. You guys can move the goalpost all you want. You guys asked for this. I didn't come on here wanting to argue and debate tonight. You guys asked for this. It's a shame Mike Tyson didn't talk to Congress instead. Oliak basically exists because of Tyson getting screwed over by Don King. Yeah, I don't know, Dundaughter. Mike Tyson, not the guy for me. Perry, why you look like Costa and Olberg's little bro? Wow, what a nice compliment, Tux. Thank you for the $2. Um, I don't know. I don't know. Because I got a little bit of their cultures mixed in me, you know? That would explain it. Cannot follow all different promotions. The UFC give me fights every Saturday, and there's more than enough fighters on the roster to keep me interested. That's fine, bro. I mean, I just again, we're not gonna keep going over this. My point still stands. It's like that's all fine. I didn't say anything about that. I just simply said it would be cool if that exclusive contracts weren't barring you know champions from fighting UFC fighters. Essentially, I would like to see a fighter go around and collect all the titles from all the different promotions. You know, Imagine if Sean Strickland was the UFC, the Ryzen, the PFL champion. Yeah, we always recognize UFC as the top of the top. But imagine if Sean Strickland was all of these champions. How fun would that be? Now, the more I think about it, it would be tough. But I'm just saying it would be a cool thing to do in the land of make believe. We like fighters, but not as much as we like the UFC. Fighters come and go, but the UFC is what we're fans of. Okay, David. Francis is the best heavyweight in the world. I think he might be. I think he would have knocked Tom Aspinall the fuck out. It's crazy. Dana had the most headlines this year going at Eddie Hearn. Yeah. Does a good fight have anything to do with how much money it'll actually make? Again, you and I are going to watch good fights regardless of the promoter, but we are the hardcore fans. I would argue that a champion from another organization versus a UFC champion, you know, on a promotional scale would be more lucrative than not, you know? Just like when Nick Diaz from Strikeforce champion came over to fight GSP and BJ Penn. You know, again, guys, again. I mean, come on, come on. Come on. Now I'm just getting tired. You know. Yes, I mean, does a quote unquote good fight? I mean, define a good fight. You mean good fight like a champion coming over to fight another champion? Like, yeah, bro, you advertise it like that. Yeah, it's gonna be big, even to casuals. Because you're speaking about the hardcore, saying we're gonna watch it, bro. A casual's gonna watch that too. Somebody who knows nothing about the sport, you toed up and you say two champions. You know, each guy hasn't lost in 10 years. Let's just make up a story, right? Each guy hasn't lost in 10 years. Two champions, two different organizations. You know, there can only be one Highlander. You're telling me people like scrolling on TV aren't going to want to see that? People want to see badass dudes. They want to see somebody who can't lose. So that's what I would say to that. There are over 700 fighters in the UFC roster. That's more than great story. I don't even want to read it anymore. Sorry, David. It's just like I don't even need to read it. All I'll tell you once again, it's the same answer I'm going to keep giving you guys. Bro, I'm not telling you to pay attention to everybody outside the UFC. I'm not even telling you to pay attention to anybody outside the UFC. To be honest with you, I'm just saying if there's good enough lore and there's a champion that exists outside the UFC, you know, it would be cool to see him fight a UFC champion. I mean, how's that telling you guys to pay attention to all these different guys? You know, case in point again, if Francis Ngannou, all of his fights were shit outside the UFC, it would have been chill. It would have been chill if that didn't have to happen, right? And we could have still seen him fight good competition. That's not telling you to pay attention to the whole PFL roster. You don't got to pay attention to the whole PFL roster to want Francis Ngannou to have been able to fight better guys than he did in the PFL. UFC 328 is coming up. Ted needs a honey pack, you feel me? I mean, to be honest, Tony Sal, I don't feel you because what woman would want to fuck Ted Cruz for longer than they have to? I bet you the girl's gonna be like, nah, like no honey pack, no honey pack. Let's get this thing over with. You know, need you to bust as quick as possible. No honey packs for Ted Cruz, Tony Sal. You're not understanding my point. I think I am. I think I am. I saw Patchy Mix on the UFC. Come on, stop it. I'm not. Patchy Mix ain't the example, homie. On 10, nothing new. Shout out to Franklin. Shout out to Franklin. Thank you for the $10 donut, homie. I hope, you know, all the bets work out for you tonight, homie. Wishing you good luck. Bro, you should rock dreads and a drug rug. What is that? Dreads, huh? Would you guys believe me if I said I have a brother who has dreadlocks, or he used to? Hey, lesbian. Gonna see if last minute tickets for 320 will be cheaper. We are gonna be there and we are gonna film some content there. Shout out to Soda Pop. If you could film Joaquin knocking out Sean Brady, post it up on X. I'll repost it on my IG and tag you. I'd love to see promotion versus promotion, but why should the UFC be forced to provide name recognition to their competitors? Um, I'll put it like this, Eric. If the if the if the penalty or the effect, right, of giving fans fights that they may want to see. If like the trade-off means that the UFC has to provide a little bit more name recognition to their competitors, so what? So what, bro? That sounds like gatekeeping. You know, you're feeding the fan interest. If fans have a fight that they want to see, all right, I don't even know why we're arguing so much about this, but if fans have a fight that they want to see, give them the fight they want to see. Isn't this a fan-driven sport? Oh, but we don't want to give the fans a fight they want to see at the cost of, giving up a little bit of our name recognition to our competitor. Bro, what the hell? I mean, I guess. So then we just have UFC as it is right now, like segregated. MMA segregated. That's what I would say though. Like, so what? It's about giving fans fights they want to see. Okay, so the cost is that you share a little bit of your name recognition. God forbid. What is that? What's that supposed to do? People going to stop watching UFC now and start watching PFL? That's the same kind of concept. No, this I don't mean to, Eric, don't take this personally. But it's like that's the same type of concept as people who are like who don't want to introduce you to their friends because they think you're going to become better friends than them. Like, what the fuck? There's people out there who do that. They don't want to introduce you to other friends because they have a fear that you two are going to become closer and then they're going to get kicked out. It's kind of what Eric's saying. Provide name recognition to the competitors. So what? Is the competitor going to surpass the UFC or something by the UFC doing that? Like, what's the big deal? Honestly, I wish there were 52 cards a year. Yeah, if they had better talent. By the time Johnny comes through, it's going to be a Pitbull situation where he already wasted his prime. That's fine. This is such a random ass topic. I didn't even can't even believe we're debating this. David says, of course there are good fighters outside the UFC, and when they get to UFC, I'll watch them. Okay. Chael disrespected George, which is a death wish from where I'm from. Shout out to Kevin. You don't disrespect a low down Vato. Yeah, Chael got a death wish. A lesbian. We have seen enough emotions come and go. Let's stop blaming the UFC. Do UFC is the best thing happening? I'm not blaming the UFC for nothing. 10-toe down Perry. It's like, how many times I gotta say it, Javi? How many times I gotta tell these boys? UFC has realistically been the only successful MMA promotion. They push MMA into the mainstream. You want the government to force them to allow competitors to leech off that success. No, that's not what I want. That's so crazy how you come up with that fucking. That's where you like end up at. That's where you ended up at. What the fuck? It's not what I want. I just want to see. I just don't want exclusive contracts holding up fighters. I would be down to see a UFC champion, a Ryzen champion, a One champion. I'd be down to see it. You're being nostalgic for days of pride when champion versus champion. Most every UFC card that we see these weeks has at least 3 or 4 good fights on it. Sorry, brother. There are 42 cards a year, and that's more than enough for me. Very happy with the UFC. Okay. All right. Happy you are promoting Buckley. We need Buckley as champion. Shout out to David Dean. We do need Joaquin as a champion. Damn, homie, you a real one. Anything you may have said, shit, I'm just going to forget all about it. Homie said he's happy I'm promoting Buck, and we need Buck as a champion. David Dean, shout out. Yes, the fight between the One champion and the UFC champion will be big, but that's because the UFC name is on it. You could literally say that, though, about the fighters that fight today. Olberg versus Prohaska was big because the UFC's name was on it. So, I mean, I don't know. It's like I get it, but I don't get it. Like Carlos Ulberg is just as big of a no name as a one champion, you know? But, you know, it's like, oh, but, you know, one can't get that. Only Ulberg can get that. It's like, it's not even about getting that. Like, that's just a byproduct of like giving fans a good fight. Like, so, like, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's like me not wanting to post somebody on my page because, like, they're not a big enough name and I'm a bigger name than them. Like, bro, they got a good story. Just post it. Like, okay, so what? They're going to get 20, 25 followers, you know? No biggie, you know? No biggie. It's a big deal. I don't know. I try to watch these other promotions and it's really hard to care. No, I mean, I don't care about these other promotions either. You guys think I care about these other promotions? I could barely get through a UFC card. The system you are offering, we have had for years in boxing. It didn't work. Please, I would rather talk about Norma versus Jocelyn Edwards. Realistically, UFC will never do it though, and yeah, it's hypocritical to a Nick Khan yesterday too about having multiple champions in boxing. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine, bro. You skipped my dono. Oh, did I? No, I got it, bro. You should rock dreads and a drug rug. I told you. What would you believe me if I told you my brother got had dreads? And thank you, Tux, for the $2 dono. My brother did have dreads. Knocking out Brady dead. Yeah, he knocking out Brady. Second Francis was gone, he was dead to me. Yeah. I got you. Neither of you like the fighters so much. Please, let's talk about the sport, not the business of the sport. You have a brother? No way, older brother? Oh, yeah. My dad has like 3 kids with another woman. So I got two half brothers and a half sister. They're way older than me. And then one of them has dreadlocks. He did. He doesn't have them anymore. But he had dreadlocks, like straight up dreads. Sup, Aljo or Zalal? Aljo. I'm gonna pick Aljo. He talking super spicy. Knocking out Brady. Which fights do we want to see with other guys outside the UFC though? None right now, Jew. None. LMFAO, I always wanted to show off my friends. Yeah, you guys get it. There's people out there who don't want to introduce their friends. Insecure fucks. Gatekeeping friends is fucked. Yeah, it is. You're looking at this from a fan's perspective. I'm looking at it from an anti-government intervention perspective. Eric, nothing you've said had anything to do with anti-government intervention. You said that you just love watching the UFC. How does that have anything to do with anti-government intervention? Eric, it's all good, homie. Let's just move on. Big myth, the UFC doesn't make the fights we want to see. Franklin says, Tyler bets me and you on same page. LOL, saw you on Ronan's page today. Right when I got there, someone was asking about Perry Punch and if he knew. Okay, all right. Shout out. Someone's dropping my name in Ronan. I love it. Yeah, let's talk fights. Aljo or Youssef? No, I got Aljo. Feel like Zalal can get caught by Sterling, but I don't know enough. Both so non-scary though. Yeah, they both evade. I just think that Aljamain's training partners are better than Zalal. You know, just Marab alone. The work Aljo and Marab have done together, I think that Zalal can't touch it. I mean, we'll see, but Zalal and Sterling about to be a boring fight. Yeah, I know. Potentially. Tux, don't fuck with me. Your dad is black? See what I mean? I told you guys. I'm more black than you guys really think. It's up in the air if my dad's black, Tux. We don't know. He's dark as hell. That's for damn sure. My dad's like a Brazilian black. You know, is he black or is he Brazilian? The world will never know. Zalal circling in the cage for 5 rounds and jabbing while Aljo tries to take him down and ride him for 5 rounds. Yeah, it's gonna be tough to watch. Hey, shout out to Jew. Shout out to Jew. He says, "Hey, you got the pass." Shout out to my member Jew for 2 months with a special message. More of the members should do that. Take advantage of your special message privileges. See, I just scrolled right down to it. Yeah, Jew goes, "So you got the pass." It's like I don't know, bro. I don't know. I tried to tell you guys this so many times. It's like, my brother, he had dreads at one point in time, like a straight Rastafari. My dad, he like a Brazilian black, like, he could be, he could not be, right? Uh Tyler Betts goes, "Hold up, kind of weird, but I have an older, kind of dark Asian cousin that had dreads and last name is Castro." Damn, that is crazy. That is crazy. I doubt it's related, Tyler. Can't be related. But honestly, maybe it could be, dude. So my dad used to be married to a white lady. So Tyler Betts, if you're white, my brother with the dreads, he half white. His mom is white. He's not like me. I'm less white than him. I'm a little bit white, but shit. Maybe, homie. Worried about the Bucks takedown defense against Brady in the clinch. I don't think Brady's going to have shit for him, David. I really don't think Brady's going to have shit for him. I mean, Joaquin is like a truck. Good luck. Good luck. I just think that, Brady's going to be surprised, man. He's going to run into a brick wall out there. Joaquin is not playing around with Brady. And if Brady thinks he's just going to come in here and get easy takedowns on Joaquin, I think he's going to get punished for it bad. Like, I think we could even see something like Brady pulling guard, bro. Just like completely backing off and falling off of Joaquin after running into that brick wall. I could see something like that. I could see failed attempts, getting punished off the failed attempts and falling down, pulling guard. I could see Brady wilting in there, bro. Dude, bro, Joaquin, a lot of you guys sleep on Joaquin. You think he's a joke. Let's see when he's in that cage. Let's see if he's a joke when he's in that cage. You guys think I'm playing around, but let's see if he's a joke when he's in that cage, because a lot of you guys are going to say something else. Still on 10? Let's go, Franklin. We still on 10. I don't even know what on 10 means. What does on 10 mean? On 10 still. Still on 10. What? On the 10 is a phrase commonly used in the British English gambling context, specifically referring to does exactly what it says on the tin. It means that a bet, service, or product is straightforward, transparent, and acts exactly as it is described, with no hidden complexities or surprises. Okay, so homie's still on 10. Homie's still on 10. No hidden complexities or surprises to this point. Useless says, "Sub, what's poppin', homie?" Tyler Bet says, "I have 3 cousins, in fact." Damn, 3 of them. 3 of them's crazy. I only got 1 sibling with dreads. He from OC too. That's crazy, homie. That's actually insane, Tyler Betts. Seattle and OC, we neighbors though. We neighbors. Seattle and I mean California and Seattle. You are doing a good job with your channel, trying something different. Shit, thank you, David. I appreciate it, homie. Um, I think the one thing about me is I just be doing my own thing, you know. I actually don't even know what a lot of the other content creators are doing. So if you guys watch this, maybe it's a breath of fresh air. Because I literally, I mean, I don't watch much. I used to watch Guru here and there, but you know, I haven't really watched much of his shit. AI says I was rewatching some fights of the Mark Tulio and Roman Kopylov. Man, that fight is gonna be super fun. That should be a good fight. That should be a good fight. I like Mark Tulio. Contender Series vet Brazilian. By the way, AI, I reached out to your boy, MMA Joey for an interview. So maybe I mean that should be a fun one actually. We could do like a MMA Joey life story type thing. Bioseller says you're not black, you're cinnamon toast crunch. There we go. Cinnamon toast crunch actually fits. I'm like caramel. You know, I'm like caramel. Brady too soft for Buck. He too soft, bro. Javi, you know, homie. You know the deal. Like I said, everybody keep that same energy when Joaquin steps in that cage. It's a lot different, and you guys are all gonna feel that. Through the screen, you're gonna feel that. Tony M, what's poppin'? I'm the blackest white guy you know. I just talk normal and don't steal. Best athlete ever. Okay, Franklin. Okay. Okay. All right, Franklin. I love it. Franklin, you could beat a black guy in a basketball game. I could give a black guy a run for his money in basketball for sure. For damn sure, I could give a black dude a run for his money in basketball. And I never played ball a day in my life. But that should just tell you guys, right? I might actually be a brother. I never played competitive ball a day in my life, but I played lots of street ball with the homies, and I got dubs over the homies who played on the high school team. You know, people are gonna say, you know, well, of course you're gonna get a dub, but it's like shit off of, over homies that played on the high school team. I don't think I should ever get a dub over him. I'm talking beating him up in the paint. You know, these aren't no 3-pointer dubs. You know, I'm talking driving down in the paint repeatedly. Total beat down. Total beat down. That's how I ball. You know, run you down in the paint, total beat down, high percentage shots only, no low percentage shots. You know, we beating you up in the paint. You know, we driving through a brick wall over and over and over again. You just got to take that shit. That's really how I ball, though. Total side note. All right, Tyler Betts, you're actually insane, bro. That's actually insane. Tyler Betts, yeah. But you're doxing now, homie. Now you're doxing. Just chill out with that. Holy shit, Tyler Betts. What the hell? What the hell, Tyler Betts? What kind of shit are you on, homie? That's insane. Yeah, you right, homie. You right. You right. Damn, Tyler Betts, you gotta hit me in the DMs or something. That's insane. That's insane. LMAO buyer. If Buck gets knocked out, I'll donate $10. Damn, buyer seller. I don't even want that $10. I do not even want that $10, homie. Odds are crazy for that fight, buyer. What are the odds for Joaquin versus Brady, by the way? Notice how we're not even getting into the topics yet. Let's see. No, or wait, we got to click on the card. No odds up yet. Best fight odds, I got it. Mm, UFC 328. Buckley versus Brady. Buckley at plus 164 underdog. Brady minus 215. Damn. Damn. Buckley plus 164 underdog. Brady minus 215. Put the house on Buck. On phone M. Shout out to Tony M. Why did the UFC machine never put the promo behind Buck after the KOs and the 170 winning streak? They never gave him that push. I know. I think they were gonna when he beat Usman, but he didn't beat Usman. I think it was coming then. Read this in less than 2 minutes. I give another one. I don't know if I got it in time, Tux, but thank you for the dono. Wait, yeah, that was a trip though. I'm scrolling through. Um, Tyler Betts, that's wild. I'm trying to see if where's Tyler Betts' next chat. Doxing. Bro, just probably related to you. Turn on your VPN when Tyler Betts is around. uh oh, you won't find that? LOL made it up for sure. On 10. On 10. It means the streak is still rolling, Franklin. AI says, what did Joey say? I don't know. I haven't checked yet. UFC did get Buckley the push after the head kick KO. He just lost his next fight. Nah, but the win streak at welterweight. You and Tyler gonna meet up at the family barbecue. No. The funny thing is I don't talk to my brothers. I actually have no problem with my brother with dreads, but I mean, I shouldn't really say this on air, but I mean, everybody in my family knows the truth. You know, I don't. Yeah. That's why I don't talk to my brothers, because I don't fuck with one of my brothers. It's a long family story. We can't get into it on air, but it's like, yeah, my brother with dreads is the one who got me into the UFC and shit like that. To be honest with you, back in the day, he put me onto like John Jones and like Brock Lesnar when I was like wrestling in high school. But I mean, Tyler Betts, you could send me a DM or something like that if you got any more, if you want to say anything else about it. But it ain't no big deal. But that's a trip, homie. That's a fucking trip that you know that shit. But only one of my brothers got dreads. Oh my god, you're talking about like my nephew too, who got dreads. I don't think his other brother has dreads, but yeah, my brother had dreads. My nephew copied him and got dreads when he was in high school. This motherfucker Tyler Betts is connected to my family for damn sure. Yeah, for damn sure. But also, I mean, Tyler Betts should know that apparently, you know, my big bro split, you know, from the I don't know. I don't talk to my family, but I heard word on the street my big bro split from his family. I shouldn't be saying this shit, but whatever. I don't really give a fuck. Instagram got yo bitch. I know my Christian scorecard just went down for using a profane piece of language, but Instagram got yo bitch. Because she gonna post it on the gram before she send it to you. Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, shit. Talking about these bitches is a whole nother story. But man, these bitches crazy these days, boys. I think these bitches crazy these days. You gotta tread carefully. If she posts into the IG before she sent it to you, she not the one for you. Yeah, Tyler Betts goes, I'll chill, but that's crazy as fuck. I got stories with both of them out in Pismo Beach and shit. I'll DM you sometime. They dead ass my cousins. Yeah, that sounds good, homie. That sounds good. That's a trip. That's a fucking trip. Small ass fucking world. That's insane. Hey, so what? My brothers are your cousins, Tyler Betts? Is that what it is? You could drop that on here. My brothers are your cousins. I don't even know their mom's last name, to be honest. But if my brothers are your cousins, that's actually a fucking trip. I only said I'd donate 10 because I know he's not getting KO'd. For sure, buy or sell. Yeah, I don't want that $10 anyway if that was the case. But shout out to you. He not getting KO'd. No, that was a trip, Tyler Betts. That took me by surprise a lot. Just because also I don't talk to them. So that's why it took me by surprise quite a bit. Uh if Brady gets KO'd, I'll donate $10, but if it's decision or submission, no donation. Okay. Decision or submission, no donation. But if Brady gets KO'd, $10, that's more like it though. I think Brady is getting KO'd. If I'm in shape, yeah, I'm not getting effed with one on the basketball court. All right, Franklin. All right. All right, Franklin. Shit, Franklin, me and you need to have a ball sesh, homie. Sounds like me and you need to have a ball sesh. Best 2 or 3. Put the house on Strickland 350 plus. Yeah, I'm rocking with Strick. Damn, underdog still fans not letting up off that Kamaru loss. No, they're not. I don't talk to my bros either. They switch up on you. Yeah, it's a long story, bro. It's a long story. You know, maybe I should just air it out on here. Maybe I should just air it out on here so my brother knows how I feel. You know, what you guys think? Should I air it out on here so my brother knows how I feel? This is insane. Yeah, full cousins. Okay, full cousins. I got you. I got you. No, that's dope. That's dope. That's dope. That's nah, to be honest with you, I fuck with my brother, you know. My sister, you know, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I should say it all. It's just like, here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say, bro. Here's what I'll say. It's just like, bro, you know, we got different moms and shit. We're like generations apart. And to be honest with you, my brother never like gave a fuck. Like just to be dead honest with you guys, like my brother never really gave a fuck about me. So, you know, I don't really fuck with him for that reason. That's a truth, you know. That's a truth. My mom, like, you know, my dad divorced their mom. My mom's like a younger lady, little bit older than my sister. And then even like when my brother was having his first kid, I was, you know, my mom was pregnant. So I think there's like some animosity with my brother and my like mom or something. But yeah, my brother, he don't like, you know, he'll act like he fucked with me, but he truthfully never really fucked with me, bro. And I just know it. So it's like, bro, you know, why would you do a kid dirty like that? You know, I didn't have anything to do with that. I was just your brother. But my other brother with the dreads, he was chill. He always embraced me like his brother. But my other brother, not so much. Dang. Yeah, that's the truth. That's the truth. That's the truth. You can say that again. Tyler, why are you just now saying you know his bros? Because I said something about dreadlocks. And my one of my brothers is dark as fuck. Once he said used to have dreads, I started connecting dots. LOL. That's insane though. That's fucking insane. LMAO Tuck's trying to hear the family drama lore. There it is. There's the family drama lore. I mean, there's like a little bit more to it, a little bit more context, but that's pretty much the gist of it. Is there's like, I don't know, my siblings and I, it's like a big disconnect because my sister, My sister's like I don't know how many years difference, but my sister's probably like 12 years younger than my mom or something. So it's like, I don't know, they just didn't fuck with that or something. I don't know what the deal is. It's like, okay, let me put it like this. Let me put it like this. My dad basically divorced their mom. This is what happened. My dad divorced their mom, and he went and got a new hot chick, a new hot young chick, and he had a baby with her. And I'm that baby. That's the truth. To be honest with you guys, that's the truth. You know, and that's why they don't really fuck with me. Because my dad left the family, you know, and he got a young bad bitch and my mom, and then they had me. And then, like, to be honest, like my brother already got his girl pregnant like a couple months before my dad got my mom pregnant. So I don't know. I don't talk about this stuff with them, but I think that's, you know, that's where all the disconnect lies. To be honest, I got more recent memories with the older one. Okay, I got you. I got you. I remember as a kid on vacation in Cali and playing Dread's modded OG Xbox console, and he came home like, what the fuck? Yeah. Yeah, that's my bro. You know, my bro with the dreadlocks, he was actually a good brother, but I think he's just loyal to you know, to his blood brother, if you will. And I drew the line in the sand. Like, I was the one who drew the line in the sand. I also have 2 black brothers. Shout out to my black brothers. If they see this, they're going to be laughing their ass off probably. But it's also true. It's also true. One of them's going to have no regrets. The other one's going to be like, yeah, that's true what he's saying. That's true what he's saying. I didn't fuck with him. And it's like, shit, homie, that's on you. That's on you. Taking it out on a kid and shit, bro. What the fuck I do to you? Oh man, it's a space kid. It's always good hearing more Jacob lore. Yeah, I got some crazy lore, huh? You a walking reminder of their pain. Damn. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I guess they didn't like that shit. They did not like that shit. Yeah, that's what it was, bro. That's what it was. That's the lore. Shit. All right. I mean, this stream just is like wild now. We just like way off in the weeds. Um, I mean, I feel like there's no coming back now. Like, what the fuck are we supposed to talk about now? You know? Thank you for the $2 dono once again, Tux. And then Franklin dropping another $10 dono. Thank you very much, homie. No message this time around, but I know we still on 10. So thank you very much. Tyler, that's kind of weird, homie. No, it's fine. It's totally fine. I don't think there's anything weird about it. But that's a trip. That's a trip that Tyler is cousins with my brothers. That's actually a fucking trip. That's actually a trip. What's funny, I'm just gonna say this, but it's like, yeah. It's I'll leave it alone. I'll leave it alone. My cancer roommate and boyfriend taught me everything I know about competitiveness already came natural, so can understand the brother thing. Yeah. Yeah. I kind of wanted to there was a point in time where I was like, I should run the fade with my brother. I'm not even kidding either. I would have ran the fade with my brother when I was like 17 over the disrespect. I'm not even kidding. I was down to run the fade with my brother over the disrespect at 17. Disrespect me to my fucking face. But that just shows, you know, I've always been a crazy kid. Perfecto says, no, I think it's weird because I feel like Tyler has known this whole time. I don't know. I mean, my last name Castro, maybe. But to be honest, like, I follow none of I mean, It would have been tough for Tyler to find out. I think I follow a couple of my nieces on my personal IG that nobody really even seen. Maybe. But if he did know this whole time, I mean, it's just because, he connected the dots. It's fine. Tyler, I want the fade with you, dude. Wait, you and Tyler Betts are related? Spacey goes, yeah. No, we're not related. He's related to my half brothers on the side that I'm not related to. So it's a confusing ass thing, but he's related to my brothers, but me and Tyler Betts are not blood. But yeah, Tyler Betts is full cousins with my brothers. Hey, I know her name. Her name all right, actually I'm gonna just leave it alone. I'm gonna just leave it alone. I don't want to be if it could be considered disrespectful, so I'll leave it alone. Oh, my bad, just joined. Haha, bro. Went to a funeral today and hella new family members. I've never seen so family can be on every corner for real. Oh, Franklin says best friend LMAO boyfriend does sound like should probably spell that one out. My bad, Franklin. I just be reading these chats right now, so my bad on that one. I'm just on autopilot a little bit. He goes, nah, deadass was like used to have dreads, lives in OC. Oh shit, Jacob Castro. Yeah, I mean it makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense. They live in OC as well. They live in a different sector of OC, but they're like North OC, you know? Yeah, apparently my bro with the dreads got a baby and stuff like that. I don't even know about it anymore. Or not know about it anymore, but I never met that baby. But that's technically, my nephew. So I got a little nephew I don't know from my Brody with dreads. Tyler Bet says let's run it on Perry Promotions against Perfecto. Tyler, bro, you a stalker, low key. Let's run this fade on Backyard Beefs. It's all good. It's all good. Honestly, I'm not weirded out by it at all. The only thing why I was shook is because I don't talk to them. So that's what shook me up. I'm like, oh damn, like somebody who talks to them. I don't even talk to them. Damn, so you unk? Yeah, Tony, what's funny, bro? I've been an unk since before I was born. I was born an unk. I told you, my brother had a, had his girl pregnant before my mom got pregnant with me. You feel me on that? My brother got my mom, or no, that'd be crazy. My brother got his girl pregnant before my dad got my mom pregnant. So my dad became a grandpa, and then 3 months later, he had me. Me and my brothers got a different grandma too, so the whole family is just super confusing. Cause my dad's mom died before I was born, and my grandpa got remarried and shit. So like, I really don't know them. Like I know them, but like we don't got no same shit. Like we don't even got the same grandma. You feel me? It's a weird ass dynamic. We don't got the same grandma, and they're like double my age. They tried to raise me up with their kids, and my mom was like, "Bro, you're not one of the fucking grandkids. Get the fuck out of here with that." And I was like, "Damn, you're kind of right, mom. I'm not one of these grandkids. I'm the main course, you know." But Perfecto's going off on Tyler. That's insane. Take it easy, boys. Take it easy. Okay, he says it's love. I'm just talking shit. All right, good. I'm half serious, my guy. I was born with a touch of the downs. I think me too. Honestly, I think me too a little bit. I used to not think I was on the spectrum, but now I think maybe I could be a little bit. I love you, Perry. Shout out Tuxedo. Thank you, homie. I love you too. Thank you very much for all the donos tonight. Bloodhound Downs. All right, let's hear Masvidal go off on Chael. It was actually pretty good. Wait, my bad.
So Masvidal has been workshopping a story that I'm back in the pool. I'm under contract. I'm fighting in the UFC. I got something massive coming. He flirted and danced that he was going to be at the White House. It's a work. There's no truth to it. Masvidal's out of the UFC. I understand these things. What I'm saying is for the story.
It doesn't matter what you saw though. That's how stupid this guy is.
Come out. There's nobody that can contest his story.
For starters, this motherfucker has some nerve, you know? He's transitioning into a woman and he's talking shit to me because you lesbian ass motherfucker, and no disrespect to the lesbians. This motherfucker needs to chill because now that he's a lesbian, he thinks I can't slap him. I'll still slap the fuck out of you, Chael. That's one, you fucking lesbian in transition. Look at them fucking tits and glasses he's wearing. Looks like one of my fucking aunts, bro. So, Chael, I got a proposition for you. I'm gonna beat the living fucking breaks off of you, but not for free. I'll pay you to come over to my promotion, bare knuckle MMA. I'll go up to heavyweight.
So Masvidal has been workshopping a story that I'm back
to heavyweight, beat the fucking lesbian out of you. And no offense to the lesbians, because I love the lesbian community, but I know you're in the middle of transition. So before you go full lesbian, let me beat your ass right now. I ain't never tapping in my life. I'd rather just.
Wow.
I'm not tapping. That's why, Chael, you can't talk to me, dude. You're in the women's league. You're no transitioning to the women's league, brother. You can't talk to me. This is full man right here, brother. To heavyweight, beat the fucking.
Shout out to Masvidal. So I mean, none of this is gonna happen, but shout out to Masvidal. Shout out to Masvidal. No one is cooler than Masvidal. Nah, shout out to George. George does not love the lesbian community, LMAO. I mean, he might like the freaky lesbian community that, like, you know, is down to bang guys too. You know, he probably does ride with that lesbian community. But the lesbian community that don't be fucking with dudes, yeah, he probably doesn't. He probably doesn't. Oh, I wish. Yeah, it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. Franklin again with the $10 dono. Shout out to fucking Franklin. Thank you very much, homie. Much appreciated. Before you get done transitioning. Chael Sonnen does look like a fucking you know, a transgender lesbian. Like I don't care, you know, and that ain't no troll. Like Chael really does. He needs to change his wardrobe because that was like hitting the nail on the head right there. He does look like a lesbian in transition. That's finally what it, you know, I finally found out what he looks like. Shout out to Masvidal for that. Otto says, yo, what up? I hope you're having a great night out there and a great day, man, for real. Thank you very much, Otto. I'm having a good day, homie. Having a great day, actually. And hopefully you are too. Come on, boys. Run up the likes on the stream. Can we please do that? I know we just been shooting the shit, but if we could run up the likes on the stream, boys. We only got 10. You know, it's a bit low. It's a bit low. Franklin drops the bombs. Yeah, he drops big bags. Thank you, Franklin. Much love, homie. We still on 10 or what? Franklin also said, no, actually, I was ahead of you trying to catch it to hear you say boyfriend was hilarious as fuck. Yeah, my bad on that one. Straight autopilot, bro. And then, what's his name? Aljo got his liquor taken away from him. How crazy is this?
Let me get those. I kind of need them for my car. He's been wrong. Let me get those. I kind of need them.
This lady caught red-handed. Who the fuck are you? You know, and what have you done with the UFC? Space Kid. Yeah. Not letting Aljo promote his alcohol. It's fine, but it's just like, I mean, this is what the UFC wants to do to boxing, and you guys are cool with it. You know, combat sports is like not the Wild West, but it's like, bro, you got to be able to do your own shit. Like, you got to be able to do your own shit in combat sports. Like, I don't like the aspect that, like, bro, combat sports, you should be able to bring this shit out there. You're a boss, bro. You a fighter. This little fucking Four Eyes ain't gonna tell you shit. You know? You can't promote your own company. Whack. Kind of whack. But aside from that, Aljamain, so the UFC media day, I mean, Aljamain was talking spicy, and he was even trolling Youssef in the high-pitched voice. Youssef does have a high-pitched voice, and it does annoy me.
Let's do it.
Well,
Yeah, we could watch this. Let's go ahead and watch Aljo's media day. He was actually talking pretty spicy. So let's watch it.
welcome, sir. Looking sharp, ready to go. It's like a business meeting, not just a media day.
You know, I'm a businessman, they say these days. So ready to handle business on Saturday and handle some other business after that.
Absolutely. This isn't anything unfamiliar to you.
What the fuck, Tyler Betts? They really stole my thumbnail? That's crazy work. That's crazy work. It's fine. I did it first, right? So I got the top tier thumbnails in the game. If they copy my thumbnail, I got the best one. I didn't copy nobody's thumbnail. It's all good. Thanks for the update, Tyler Betts. Shout out to MMA Holes. I still fuck with him.
Been here, done that, main evented, big fights, COVID times, you name it. What could they possibly throw at you? But now you're going up against these young guns. How do we stay relevant here and not just, you know, fall complacent to like, well, I'm Sterling. Of course I'm going to win.
It's easy to get complacent, but when you train with these young guys in the gym every day and they're getting after you, it has to keep you on top of your game. You know, it pushes you to want to do that. And training with a guy like Youssef before in the past, it's definitely given me that inside look of how he thinks and what motivates him to want to win this fight. You know, so I got my work cut out for me, but I think Big Brother is going to prevail and show him it's just not his time yet. It's still the Funk Master time.
And you kind of beat me to the punch there. When guys have history, MMA, boxing, they sparred together, trained together, rolled together, just even hung out. How are you able to separate that and just keep that? It's business. 25 minutes, we're not friends. I'm here to kill.
It's not easy. I had to do it with Brian Ortega, and that was a little weird one for me. Even when I had him hurt with the right hand in the round 2, I kind of pulled back because he said I poked him in the eye. I was like, dude, that was a punch, man. But I took my foot off the gas because, you know, I like the guy. You know, I like Youssef too, but, you know, if I get him hurt, I don't plan to make that mistake again and just go out there and get the finish. And I got to do what I got to do, man. I'm trying to make history. I'm trying to win a second belt. I'm trying to fight the legend, the OG, and Volkanovski. And in order to do that, I got to get past Youssef Zalal, and I got to do it in Funk Master fashion and get some style points.
So this took me by surprise a little bit just because it's like, damn, Aljo still thinks he's in the game like this. So maybe he still is. I don't know. We got to see his performance on Saturday. But Aljo thinks he's like fully in the game still. Like he's trying to get up there to that title fight. Is this delusion? I don't know. He's definitely on his last run. This is, you know, he continues this, he keeps the same energy the whole press conference. Like he's about to make the next title run. Now, Beneil Dariush was also talking like this a couple years ago before getting knocked out horrifically. But and then down spiraling after that. But we'll see with Aljo. You know, it all starts tomorrow night or Saturday night. Tux, thank you again for the $2 donut, homie, saying done data. The top shotta. Done data, top shotta. Franklin says, my boy Moose, American born, Lebanon roots, reminds me so much of Masvidal, LOL, always has. Shit, shout out to Moose. Shout out to Moose. The Moose is loose, no diddy. Yeah, shout out to Moose. Can you call me Tuxedo Mask, aka Miata Boy 2? Tuxedo Max, aka Miata Boy 2. There you have it. You know, thank you again for the $2 donut, homie. Much appreciated. Much love as always. My man Tuxedo, aka Miata Boy 2. I mean, do you really want to be Miata Boy 2? Miata Boy was a vibe. He was a vibe. But he came and went. He came and he went. I don't think he was along for the ride like a lot of you other boys are, you know? Yeah, what the fuck happened to Miata? Like I said, Space Kid, I don't think he was along for the ride like a lot of you boys are. I think he wanted. Shit's sad for real. I'm gonna just shoot in the dark here and say, you know, he wanted to, you know. I'll put it like this. I don't think he liked the content that I was making. I mean, let's just put it like that. I think he wanted something different from me, so he stopped watching. I just like the name Miata Boy. Me too. I might use it as my rap name. No, I think that he just stopped vibing with the content, to be honest. I kind of stopped taking his suggestions and just, you know, because I don't want to keep, you know, watching other YouTubers' videos and shit like that. But I think that's what he liked from me, was when we sit on here and we watch other YouTubers' videos, but it's too much copyright. So I kind of moved away from that, and then he dipped out, which is fine. But it's like, yeah, it ain't no worries. Who you think wins, Volk or Waldo? Volkov or Waldo? Waldo. Right now, AI Waldo. I'll take Waldo.
Oh, man. And with that being said, you're too experienced and too seasoned to look past people. But how do you surround yourself with the right guys and girls to keep you grounded and say, I know what the goal is, and yes, I want to be a two-weight champion, but I have an obstacle this Saturday to get past, and that is the number one priority.
Wait, so what's the question?
About just staying humble and grounded, because you can just as easily say, you know, I'm that guy. I've done this already. But you already mentioned Volkanovski. We can't get to Volk if you don't get past Youssef.
Yeah, it's Youssef is good, but shit, man, I've been doing this for a very long time. I didn't have to get cut and make my way back. You know, he did. He had to dig deep to do that, and I think it's two different type of mental attitudes, right? You know, he could have went to the regional circuit, maybe lost and packed it up, but he decided to come back, made his run through. And then for me, I've been knocked down, been knocked out, built myself back up, and here I am today. You know, I've become a world champion at the bantamweight division, tied with the most wins with one of my best friends in Merab Dvalishvili, and I got the most wins in bantamweight history. So I didn't get here by accident. This is no cakewalk for Youssef Zalal, and if he thinks it's going to be easy, he's got a rude awakening coming this Saturday. I'm giving it everything I got. He's a young gun. I got to break him. I got to break him in there. Simple as that. The goal is to go out there, dominate, and break the dude.
My man. Who did we bring in to, obviously, you got Merab, one of the greatest in the game, to just kind of vibe off of, but who did you bring in to emulate Youssef's style and get you ready for these possible 25-minute war?
We had Jeremy Kennedy. We had Shane Collins. We had some good guys. Merab for the cardio aspect. I know he's not the same height and as tall with the same skill set. But we prepare for everything, just not leaving any stones unturned. We're doing a lot of shark tanks, people taking my back, working my escapes, me working my offensive attacks. And I think if I don't get the finish in the third round, this fight's going to come down to cardio and grit and who wants it more. And I know it's one thing to say you want it more. It's another thing to go out there and show it and prove it. And I'm willing to die in there.
That's what's up, man. I love that. Besides having that belt and being title holder at 135 and being on these posters and doing these media days, like just another day at the office, what was the reaction when you got that name on the contract? Besides having that experience, what did you say? Like, oh, okay, we eventually knew we were going to cross paths.
Well, the matchmaker said they weren't going to make the fight because they thought it was an awful fight. And then Youssef submitted Josh Emmett, and then here we are. They made the fight. So, you know, eventually things were going to be bound to happen. I'm friendly with all these guys, Yair Rodriguez, Brian Ortega. I was a bandweight for a very long time, so it's easy to become friendly with these guys, right? And now I'm at their division. I'm more of the target, and I'm like the friend of me now, you know? So I saw the name and I was like, it is what it is. I sent them a text message like, yo, it's all love. I know you got dreams you're trying to accomplish and chase, as am I. I know I already reached that pinnacle, but I'm not done yet. I'm not complacent and I'm not content. I'm greedy, man. I want it all. It's not just for me, it's for me and my family, me and my people around me, giving my friends opportunities to do things with them, building other people up, giving back to my community. I do a lot of things outside of this sport that people might not see, that doesn't get the shine that it probably deserves. But that's not why I do it. It's not to highlight and say, oh, look at me, I'm helping out. So I'm happy with everything I've been able to do in this sport. Getting a win is just gonna make things that much sweeter and open up more opportunities and more walks of life for me to help out with people. So that's what it's all about for me. And of course, now I got my company, my Funk Harbor Rum, and we're doing big things with that. Got an announcement with that soon, and giving people an opportunity to join the ride and be a part investor. So just a lot of things working on. And I remember being in Shanghai, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, making business calls, trying to get things done the right way. And that just shows the grind and the hustle I'm willing to do. Like, sometimes people think it could be a distraction, but I think it's more of a motivator for me. And hopefully I get to start a family later this year.
Awesome, man. If you can juggle all that, even more props to you. And you, like you said, you really can't help anyone out if you can't help yourself first. And that's cool that you and Youssef. Would you be happier if he was talking trash and you had a reason to hate him, or is it harder to fight somebody that you're good with and there's respect and love?
I like trash talk, so it's a little weird to not have it with these guys. Ortega, there's no trash talk. Youssef, there's no trash talk. It's more playful jokes than anything, and it's like kind of like where I'm from, Long Island. We kind of just, jab at each other here and there. But I'm coming to whoop his ass, man. That's it. I don't need the extra motivation. I'm motivated. I worked hard. These guys see me work. These guys see me put the hours in. And, man, if I get this done, which I really do think I will, turn back the clock, get to fight a legend, continue my track to be one of the greatest of all time in just the whole entire sport. This is more for me than it is for anybody else. It's me versus me in there on Saturday night. And I can't wait to go out there and put on a show. Like, the ones who want to doubt and whatever, just keep watching. Keep watching. The Funk Master's coming, and I'm going to show you guys why they call me the Funk Master on April 25th.
That's awesome, man. And last for me, been there, done that, titles, DQs, eye pokes, Funk Harbor business, all that. We're here on Saturday.
Just get ready for the part where Aljo says that he almost became a blood. Aljo says he almost became a blood. He almost joined the Bloods. I mean, maybe it's just because he's such a businessman now, I can't see it. But yeah, Aljo says he almost became a blood at one point. Hopefully he didn't already say it. That shit sent me though when I heard it.
And you're ready to really make a statement. Do you feel that you still have to let people know who you are, even with all the time that you put in and how seasoned you are with the UFC?
Yes and no. It's a little weird because some people only been introduced to Aljamain Sterling with the first Petr Yan fight. And that's unfortunate because they got to miss all the great performances I've had before that, all the finishes, all the things I've done in the bantamweight division. And if you really want to know who I am, go back and watch. It's not hard to do. And you can see how I got here. I didn't get here by getting a handout. I didn't get the Dana White privilege. I didn't get none of that. Like I said, I've been knocked out before my title run, built myself back up. I was that undefeated fighter coming in, won 4 fights in the UFC, finished the last 3 fights on my contract, then suffered 2 losses back-to-back, split decision, but still lost, and built myself back, man. At the end of the day, glass half full. I'm that type of person. I don't look at things in a very negative way that some people do and get down on themselves. It's just, how can I get better? What can I do to change my environment and my circumstances? And that's how I try to preach life to everybody, because I come from that poor background where I didn't have much. And I used to blame everybody else, blame the system. And then when I started realizing there's an opportunity for me to do things my way, it might be a little bit harder, but I could do things my way and I get that opportunity. And here I am today, living testament of that, and just trying to be a good role model in that sense. But, I never got in to be a role model. It kind of just happened on its own. And I'm glad if I can inspire anybody out there. And if the first fight you saw of me was Petr Yan won, then please go back, watch the other ones. That's all I can say. And you understand why they call me the Funk Master. And
this dude listens to the comments so much, still speaking about Petr Yan won. He only hears the negative. That's the one thing about Aljo. He always addresses the negative. I'm stoned as fuck too because I just started smoking again. Shout out Tyler Betts. How's that paranoia hitting, homie? You getting paranoid at all when you be smoking on the first couple days? Smoke stream, smoke out, y'all. That's in blood, haha. Smoking that Reggie Miller. I'm smoking on that Reggie Miller. Nah, shit. Hey, someone asked me. Someone put in the chat, what you smoking on? Can someone ask me what I'm smoking on? Shit, I can't wait. I'm smoking on that Martin Sano Jr. I'm smoking on that Martin Sano Jr. pack. We straight smoking on that Martin Sano Jr. pack right now. Perry, I was loving those gym stories last night. Bro, tell me why he pulled up to Walmart at the same time as I was leaving. Dude's a stalker. The doc stopped giving me Norcos for my Achilles, so I just smoke all day. Nah. Yeah, I'm smoking on that Martin Sano Jr. pack. You guys like how I always put Jr. at the end? I like to say Martin Sano Jr. pack. I can relate. Puff, puff, Marty. Leos don't age well in athletics. Worrying me about Aljo. Also, not even his weight class per se. Yeah, not his weight class. And if you're saying the Leos don't age well in athletics, I can't wait for the straight line test to come out. Can't wait to see what the straight line test got to say about this one. But shit, now you got me thinking the cousin's about to come knocking on the door strapped. Nah, Tyler Betts. It's pretty civil. Actually, I mean, if you guys want to hear more, it's like I think my brother, who I got the most beef with, he actually wants me to be cool with him. He's tried to reach out a couple of times, and like, you know, it's just I don't know, man. I don't know. I just feel like the time's been passed, you know? The time's passed, and I would have loved to be their brother at one point in time, but it's like shit. I don't know if I got it in me to do all that reconciliation. But to be honest, there's not much of a beef. I don't dislike them, you know. It's just more so I've just let them go, if that makes sense to you. So hopefully, like, you know, they're not gonna be mad at you or nothing, Tyler Betts. If anything, they probably wonder why I don't come around. But there you have it. You could tell him, I guess, Tyler Betts. You could tell him. You could say, shit, he just let it go. You know, he just let it go. He got over it. I'll say this. I'm gonna tell you guys one other thing. It was this whole thing. I mean, shit, I'm gonna tell you guys like my life story. This is so weird. But whatever, I'm gonna tell you guys it. All right. Here's the elephant in the room, okay? My dad died when I was like 17. Okay, so there's the elephant in the room. But just a weird like side note to this whole my dad's side of the family shit. Like my brothers don't really embrace me, right? I told you my niece is like older than me. We don't got the same grandma. Like, and then the other weird thing is when my dad passed away, his sisters, which are like my aunts, right? They came to like take us out to dinner, like me and my siblings. And bro, my own aunt don't even know who the fuck I am. I'm not even kidding with you. Like my aunt came over and she thought I was like one of the grandkids. And I was just like, I mean, she's always on like some fucking opioids and shit like that, some narcos or Norcos, so it doesn't even matter. But it's like, you know, my whole dad's side of the family is a trip, bro. That's why it's like I don't even like the whole thing I don't like it. The whole thing. You know, my aunt forgetting about me, my brother's not embracing me. It's like I don't even get it. Honestly, I don't get it. But I swear to God, my own aunt, when my dad passed away, she came to take us to dinner. Right? My dad's kids. She didn't even know I fucking existed. And I met her before. So, yeah, that's my dad's side of the family. That's the whole thing with that. The chat came to a standstill. You guys don't know what to say. Space says, "Oh man, yeah." It's like that's a story. That's a story. That's why I don't know. If anything, my dad's whole side of the family is like a trip. You know, it's just a trip. The age gap, it's just a trip, bro. I go in there and it's like I'm in a time machine. Like I don't even know what's going on. That's how I see my bro. It's like they died. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know how it is. It's actually all good. It's all good, but yeah, that is the story. My niece is like invited me to their wedding and shit. I just was like, my brother's gonna be there. I don't really want to go. You know, I don't feel like being nice, so I just leave that shit alone. But there you guys have it. You know, that's the Castro lore. That's like the deep. You know, that's a pretty deep lore. I don't know if you'll ever get any deeper lore than that. But back to the topic. AI says, didn't watch any tape, but I think Aljo subs him. I think that could happen if he can get him down. And I think he probably will corner Youssef. I think he's going to manhandle Youssef, if you want my take. I think he's going to manhandle Youssef. He's smoking on stream. Smoking on stream, Tux. This Marty Pack tastes great. Have you seen Breaking Bad? Yeah, I've seen Breaking Bad. Tux says, I'm sorry, Perry. No worries, homie. It's all good. It's all good. No need to even be sorry. I've parted ways with it, or I've made peace with it. That's why Jacob's the GOAT. He doesn't need love from his siblings, just good fights on Saturday. Exactly. I need good fights on Saturday. And I need the chat popping and shit. I'm happy. I'm happy. I got like, you know, 20 plus people in here. Good fights on Saturday, chat popping. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm not gonna lie. When it's below 20, I don't like it as much. I'm like, you know, live viewership's below 20. You know, right now I don't think YouTube's recommending as much of these live streams because the topics are just not hitting. But eventually they will, and it'll be back up to like 40, 50 viewers. But right now, bro, these streets are bleak. We sitting at like 22 max on the evening. A few weeks ago, before this dry spell, 30 was like the minimum. Tux LMAO. Useless saying sup again. What's poppin', homie? Not for real. You're the GOAT, Jacob. Well, thank you, Bloodhound. Much appreciated, homie. Much appreciated. I really, really don't trust Leo's in athletics as they age. Selling all this shit, he could just be selling overall. I mean, it came off like I wasn't expecting this, Franklin. Aljo's confidence was through the roof at media day, and I was not expecting that. I thought Aljo was like on his last leg, like he's gonna be done soon. Shit, RIP though, man. I either forgot or didn't know, or I'm just hella stoned. Either way, thank you very much, Tyler. One time Lost Soul was talking about if MMA YouTubers were Breaking Bad characters, who each MMA YouTuber would be. He said Tyler Betts is the no dose of MMA YouTube. Thoughts on that? What's no dose? Tyler Betts is the no dose of MMA YouTube. What's no dose? From Breaking Bad? Oh, this dude? Damn, this dude was... I don't know. I feel like Tyler Betts is more of a significant character than this dude. One of Tuco Salamanca's top lieutenants in his Northern Cartel gang operation. Especially talkative, always speaking for Tuco when he shouldn't be. Yeah, maybe that is Tyler Betts a little bit. Tyler Betts, one of my top lieutenants, that's for sure. Call me Tuco Salamanca, right? Tyler Betts, one of my top lieutenants. He's talkative. And I know Tyler Betts got my back. So, yeah, I mean, Tyler Betts could be the no-dose of MMA YouTube. Yeah, it sounds about right. He's a top lieutenant. Homie, a good conversationalist. And he's also a good networker. Homie be knowing everyone in these MMA YouTube streets. Always speaking for Tuco when he shouldn't be. Bro, nobody remembers no dose. It's like no dose. The fuck? It's algebra. There's a layer deeper. I feel it. I feel it. Tuxedo, what the hell are you on? Wait, how do you build your mass following? Did a vid pop off on YouTube? Well, it's been a mixture, but nah, I used to just post like more so like, you know, repost the press conferences the same way like I post like not my original content on IG. I used to do that on YouTube, but then like they told me I couldn't monetize it. So then I took it all off. That's what happened. And then I had to kind of start from scratch. But I always did the interviews, but I would do like I'd post the interview clips and then I'd also like for the press conference, the same thing as my IG is what I would do on YouTube. Like a lot of those shorts, you know what I mean? From the press conferences. But then when I tried to monetize it, it didn't work. And then it said I violated too, because you can't make money off it if it's not your original content. So I had to delete all of it. But that's where I got a lot of followers from. Like I posted the Davison Figueiredo face off one time with like Brandon Moreno, and it got like 11 million views, like randomly. That's actually one of the ones that popped it off. I got like over like 30,000 subscribers, but they don't like return. It's like kind of, you know, kind of bullshit. But that was my bad. But shit, I was just following what Full Send MMA does, to be honest with you. And ESPN MMA, they do that exact same shit. I don't know how they get away with it. Like, look.
Just trying to be a good role model, and that's
If you go to Full Send MMA. Or no, let's do ESPN MMA. But they don't really post anymore. But I was like, looking how they grow their channel. And then I saw like, you know, they be posting these shorts like from the fighter stories and stuff. Like, look, they just posted. They just posted Yuri Prohaska, his story post, 20K views. So I would do shit like this. This is what I would do. But then I just stopped doing it completely because it's pointless. I don't even know why these guys do it. Look, Alex Pereira's son, sparring, Glover. Yeah. Perry, who do you think wins these fantasy matchups all in prime? Cejudo versus Tyra at 125. Cejudo. Van versus Umar 135. Umar. O'Malley versus Yair. Prime versus Prime. Yair. Volk versus Gagey. Oof. I want to say Volk. Habib versus Kamaru. Habib. Woodley versus RDR. Woodley. Strickland versus Yuri. Strickland would kill Yuri. Strickland would kill Yuri. Had to Google it, says Tyler Betts. No Doze is that guy Tuco beats up. Oh, yeah. Tyler Betts had to Google who No Doze is. You kind of know No Doze. Olberg versus Kane. Olberg. Actually, sorry, Kane. Kane with the wrestling. Tyler Betts at least a skinny Pete or Mike. Who's Badger here? I remember Badger. Jesse's fucking dumbass accomplice. What am I on? The love of Jesus Christ, the Lord. I love it, Tuxedo. And I did a bit of Crystal earlier, kidding. I wouldn't be judging if you did. I think O'Malley can beat Yair, not going to lie. If we're talking Yair in his prime, I feel like Yair had more dog. Franklin says O'Malley could beat Yair. Yair might be washed. Today, it's a different story. Yuri will be screaming at Strickland. No way Yuri beats Strickland. Kane wrestles Olber. Yeah. Now I want that fight. Strickland literally jabs Yuri's face off with Yuri's stance alone. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Strickland's going to take Yuri to school. Yeah, Sean is a terrible matchup for Yuri. Sean fucking kills him. Kills him. O'Malley Yair is a banger. That's a straight banger. If O'Malley ever stops being scary about moving up to 45, that's a great fight. O'Malley's, low-key soft for staying at 35. I'm over it. I'm over 35 O'Malley. Move up, homie. Move the fuck up. Gravy says, Ayo, what's poppin', Gravy? All right, should we continue with the press conference? We haven't heard Aljo say he's going to be a blood yet, I don't think.
We're going to continue running, man. I'm going to run this thing up till the wheels fall off, and that's it.
Appreciate that, man. Thank you for being inspiration in the cage and outside of it. And good luck on Saturday, sir.
Thank you.
And following with that, I mean, obviously a champion to be a champion again, you could be a role model, but just outside of having a belt or not, but being a role model, how important is that? And was it important to you initially, or is it something that's grown in importance, being a role model to future generations?
No, it wasn't important to me originally, like at all. Before I started this sport, I was going to college and through wrestling. If I didn't start wrestling, I wouldn't have gone to college. And it showed me a whole different walk of life. There's more to the world other than Uniondale, New York, and doing the same old BS that I was doing in the neighborhood, following my brother's footsteps, on the cusp of joining the Bloods with him. And I'm just glad I decided to take a different turn in my life, and it really worked out. So when I look back at all the
Imagine that. Aljo the Blood. Oh, I'm glad he didn't. Aljo the Blood would have been a mythical character.
decisions I made has been nothing but positive, and that's my inspiration for the kids. If I could share them a story, it's like, hey, you don't have to let other people decide your path. You get the chance to decide. And again, it might not be the easiest, and this is a deep-rooted thing. It's not something that's just a black and white thing that's easy to construe that thought, right? It's a whole lot of unpacking, but with that said, we do have an opportunity still, as long as we decide to make the right choices and we push ourselves forward. It's going to be hard. It's never going to be easy. I didn't have an easy road to get here, but I'm here. You work hard, you put the time in, you won't be denied. At the end of the day, winners can't be denied. So that's kind of how I approach the sport, how I've always approached life since I started wrestling. And what I loved about wrestling that it taught me was you get in what you put in. And this is the same thing with this sport in MMA. You get in what you put in. So if you don't put in the work, expect the results that you put in. And I put in a lot of work for this, so I plan to win on Saturday night.
I know you put in a lot of work.
I mean, that's a lot of confidence coming from Aljo. Lots of confidence. He's about to exude even more confidence too. But I mean, this dude, if he performs like how he's talking, all right, Aljo. All right. I'm listening.
Working and just listening back to your words right there, it's got to feel kind of surreal when you're able to say that there was a point.
Blood Joe. Wonder if his brother's still banging. That would have been a great follow-up, wouldn't it? Bloods in New York is wild. Yeah. Shout out Bloodhound Lil Jeff. Fucking Aljo. Blood Joe. Blood Joe would have been a mythical character, bro. Aljo is the second fighter I hate the most after Strickland. Oh my god. Bro, everybody hates Aljo. Look at that face, AI. He looking at you like, you and everybody else hates my ass. Aljo, I don't mean this offensively. I'm just saying what I saw in a tweet. But shit, I'm just gonna say it. The black community is getting on Aljo and even Demetrius a little bit. They're calling them both coons. I don't even know what a coon is. If that's derogatory, my bad. But it's like they're dropping that. They're dropping that on X right now. And I'll play you guys the clip. I do got it bookmarked, but it's basically like Aljo calling out, his own people for being loud and shit like that. The same type of shit that Sean Brady says about Joaquin. That's why I said Sean Brady on some racist shit saying that. That shit's low key racist. Calling Joaquin loud and shit. Don't say that word. Okay. My bad. I don't even know what the word means exactly. Oh, really? Damn. Okay. Yeah, let's hold back on that word. But that's what they're saying, bro. They're dropping that on X right now. Crazy. Yeah, we'll leave that word alone. What does it mean exactly? I guess we're going to have to look it up. Franklin, thank you for the $10 donut, homie, once again. We still on 10 or what? Haha. Wow. Yes, I mean, shit, Space Kid, you could tell me what you think about it. But Aljo was speaking about that with Demetrius. And then Demetrius was like, yeah. So, I don't know. Bro said the C word. What does that shit even mean? Now it's used to call people Uncle Tom. What is that? Like a black person who wants to be white? That's what I'm assuming it is. Not Aljo. Not Aljo and Demetrius. Oh gosh. There's so many jokes to be made. Let's continue. It's not even that bad. I thought it's not that bad. I thought I said a worser word on air already. The other day I said a worser one, I think. Like basically a sellout to the white man. Yeah. All right, I'll play you guys the clip in a little bit.
Where you almost joined the gang, and then look at where you're at now. You got businesses, you got bottles hanging out right there by your feet. You were a UFC champion on the doorstep again. How surreal. I mean, do you ever have those moments?
Space Kid says, not gonna lie, we are loud as shit sometimes. I mean, I think it's cool. I think it's kind of fun, to be honest with you. If you guys want my take, I think it's kind of fun. Depends on like what loud situation is at play, but I do think it's a bit of like, it is a bit of like when you start just stamping loud on every black person, it's a bit stereotypical. No, that's like being like all Asians are bad drivers. It's like that's my thing. It's like, okay, maybe some black people are loud. Like, I mean, it's chill. Like Joaquin, he admitted he's loud, and it's like, yeah, I mean, I think it's fun. I don't know. I don't like it when people are rude more than anything. If somebody's loud, having a good time, laughing with their friends, I mean, bro, I don't give a shit. Now, if you're rude to me or treating other people with like disrespect, I wouldn't fuck with that. I went to Japan for 10 days and it was so peaceful, bro. Quiet everywhere. I mean, to be honest, the quiet is nice as well, Space Kid. Quiet is nice as well. Maybe I gotta, maybe I shouldn't even speak on it because I don't, I'm kind of like, I get to experience it from afar. Me like, talking about my experience with black people is like going over to my friend's house and then coming home later. Like, it's not like a 24/7 thing for me. So maybe if you're Space Kid, it's a different story. Just not having respect for others around you is the problem, not gonna lie. Okay. I got you. Well, yeah, let's should we just play it now? What are we holding it up for? We're talking about it now. Never forget this, though. Never forget this. the type of talent they're bringing onto Dana White Contender Series, you know? Chase and Blair, the example I've been using. Okay. All right, here it is. Oh, did it not get bookmarked? Damn, do I really gotta type it in? Okay, this. Damn, how did it not get bookmarked? I'm not gonna find it because they didn't fucking put Aljo's name on it. I do really want to find it though.
You got to fight this weekend. How you feeling?
Unfortunately, you know, he's also a friend. I've trained with him a couple of times. He did pretty good. Like, it was competitive. There was one where he did choke me when I was coming back from vacation. And
The 2 days ago, you know, I got my two boys.
So I went to the first topic that I think sounds like it, and it's how DJ raises his kids. Let's see. Let me read through all the topics though. Business, fight camp, Ortega breakdowns, all trained. UFC career not opportunity, fixed fighter pay, Aljo, Dana have beef, big problem with fighter pay, UFC promo sucks, what's next for Aljo? Aljo starts off on his haters, how DJ raises his kids, people love to hate on Aljo. It's got to be around here. Let's see, Aljo sounds off on
bro,
his
I
haters.
gotta show you this tomfoolery. Bro, I'm gonna send it to you.
Okay,
I'm gonna
send
send
it
it
to
to
me.
you.
Send
Because
it
these
to me.
motherfuckers be pissing me off, bro. Yeah, they just be wanting to, like, complain and bitch about everything.
Okay.
My man captioned it, the brainwashing of black
Useless says 42-47.
foolery. Bro, I'm gonna send it everything.
Got you.
Okay.
My man captioned it, the brainwashing of black Americans.
The brainwashing of black Americans.
Aljamain Sterling, he started going on this whole thing about like, oh, black people need to take more accountability. Like, he was responding to somebody, but that tweet got taken down. But he responded by saying, you're right, my black folks need to do better. Deep-rooted systems make these changes hard, but it starts with us now and the next generation. But the problem was, that doesn't sound bad in isolation, but it was referencing like crime statistics and something about like black people and that's what he was responding to. That's when I was like, yo, time out. I'm like, Aljo.
Now, I'm surprised by what you just said about Aljo, like saying that black people got to take accountability and whatnot.
So I mean, I don't understand what his whole context is behind that, but I think you know, we can put on the mighty cat.
Yeah, to be honest, that made no sense to me. I don't even know what that dude just said about Aljo. If anyone wants to dumb it down for me.
Too. Like when I go to New York and when I'm around other black, you know, gentlemen, they look at me and say, they look at me and say, you ain't black, dog. They're like, you ain't black. You know, look at the way you dress. Look at the way you look.
Bro. Come on.
Damn. Demetrius not even accepted by his own people is crazy. And he always be saying, my black ass this, my black ass that. Damn. Bah. They said he's not black. That's crazy. Hold on, let's hear the rest of this shit. They low-key right about Mighty Mouse. I think they might be. I think they might be about Mighty Mouse. Mighty Mouse, it just hits different. I'm more black than Mighty Mouse. Nah, I feel you. Even when Mighty Mouse drops the N-word, it's like, bro, chill the fuck out. Like, we gotta ask Joaquin if you got the pass, homie. Like, it's like, have you ran that by Joaquin yet? The top brother of MMA, Joaquin Buckley. Have you ran that by him yet? Oh, I'm dying. Useless says Zombie Man Jay and Aljo went back and forth on Twitter. Hey, do you got a link for that, Useless? Pa LMAO. Maybe he says my black ass to keep reassuring himself LMAO. Nah, that's what it is. That's what it is, bro. Nah, yeah. It's true about Demetrius. It's true. Demetrius should definitely reach out to Joaquin and be like, yo, do I got the N-word pass or nah? You know. Den says it should have slapped him for saying that. Yeah, Descent is more black than Demetrius too. That's a fact. And Aljo is more black than Demetrius too. You know, I don't really, you know, if Demetrius or if Aljo is about to be like, people do that to me too, I'd be like, really? You know, Aljo, he comes off like, you know, like a black guy. Demetrius totally can see it. Can't drop the link though, but it's Zombie Man J on Twitter. Okay, I'll try to find it after this.
Come on. I know from experience because I used to dress like I'm in, and then as I gotten older, more experience in life and start to like different things through wrestling, and I started seeing other things, I'm like, you know what? This is actually kind of cool. I didn't know this about myself until I got exposed by this. And now
Shout out Tuxedo for a $2 dono. Thank you, homie. He says Demetrius Johnson ain't black. He ain't black. Look at Demetrius' face.
I look at things completely different. And then I start fighting and I start traveling even more. And I'm like, yo, bro, there's a whole lot of cool shit that I'm actually into that I didn't realize I was into until I started doing this. And I realized the world is bigger than just Uniondale, New York, and Long Island with just Hempstead, Freeport, all the hoods, all the hoods. I'm like, bro, what am I supposed to do? Realize all this good stuff around there and say, nah, I'm going to sit in my box and I'm going to stay right here because I ain't changing until they do better for us. Like, what are you talking about? I'm not black because—
Wait, could I just say this too? Like, I can see kind of what Space Kid was saying earlier. Not fully what Space Kid was saying, but just reading between the lines a little bit. I can see what I could see the allure. You know, like obviously if you grow up in a black community, if you grow up in the hood, you know, there's a lot of things that you're not afforded, right? A lot of luxuries you're not afforded that the suburbs have. Can we just call it that, right? That the suburbs have. So, like, I mean, why wouldn't you aspire to be in a suburb, right? In a way, I mean, if you're not a street guy, if you're not hood, you know, there's nothing wrong with aspiring to be in a suburb. Not at all. I mean, it's just kind of logical. You know, who wants to be in a place with bars on windows, right? Who wants to be in a place where there's theft and gangs on your neighborhood, right? Who wants to be around that? So, you know, that's not a black thing even. It's just like, bro, who the fuck wants to be around that? That just sounds terrible. You know? You got Mexican gangs out there too. Like, you got all kinds of weird shit going on. So, yeah, if people are kind of shaming you for that, I mean, I think that's kind of whack. Look at Demetrius's face again.
Because I don't talk the way that you talk anymore. I'm not black because I'm not dressing with my fucking ass cheeks hanging out like I'm ready to get plugged up. Like, what are we talking about? I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah, even for a gentleman like you who's a doctor.
I didn't know it was a thing to shame. I actually wasn't aware that like the black community shames their own for moving into a white community. I didn't know that was a thing. I thought if anything that would have been like a power move, you know? I didn't know that they actually shame it. Yes, basically goes facts. It's a literal choice, not even a black thing. No, I agree. I agree with that. Holy W. Shout out to Space Kid. Aljo keeping it 100. Yeah. All right, let's continue. Wait, Franklin says, wait, what the fuck, Zalal KO? Like, why get so big for fucking Zalal? Franklin might be behind. Aljo almost looks too big, but not sure his athleticism will be there. Something almost fishy here. Huh. You know, he did look super drained when he was posting his skinny ass earlier this week. He looked pretty drained. What the suburbs have? White people. Yeah. Suburbs have white people. But not only that, just like like better police, no gangs, less theft. That's what the suburbs also have. Not just white people, but like higher class people in general. You know, people with better jobs and shit like that, who not stealing. You know, better construction, better schools. That's what you got, right? You got better schools as well. Useless, I'll mod you. But don't just link Jay's profile. I need you to link the video because I went to his profile earlier today and I didn't see the video on there. Dude, it's so funny how they argue. Okay, let's continue.
Complexion than I am. I'm shocked you're getting that type of not I don't call it hate, but questioning. You know, like I agree with you. Like when I go to Europe and the way I dress European, right? Like a lot of people in my inner my circle are like, yeah, you have a unique European dress. You wear tighter pants, you wear baggy up top, and it's just the culture. Like it's just, even when I go to Maryland and that side of the world, they're like, yeah, dog, you're not black. But that's a whole different thing. And then when you start doing different sports, right? Like when I wrestled, I think it was just me and another dude on the wrestling team that were black. And then all the other black folks from the hood, they played basketball. But I think the best way to reference this is next Friday, right? When when Craig's uncle got all that money, and he goes, I got my black ass out the hood. I ain't going fucking back. I'm wearing Versace. I'm looking at all this stuff. I got a pool in the fucking backyard. He goes, you know, we can't swim. We don't know how, they don't have no pools in the projects, but I got a pool now. I just think it's when people travel and they get exposed to different cultures, like you said, I think they start to find who they truly are, right? And I would pay no attention to that.
I'm not paying any attention in the sense that it bothers me. It's more annoying than anything. It's just like I'm annoyed at my collective people in America that think this way. And because
I honestly would too. If people are actually not fucking with me just because I've like added a little bit of class to myself per se, I'd be like, that would just put me off. I'd be like, bro, fuck you. I don't give a fuck about your opinion. You know? Like, honestly, before Aljo even said what he's saying right now, I felt it in my own heart. I was like, ugh. You know, imagine being shamed going around your own people. That shit would piss me the fuck off. Inner racism within your own people. It's the same thing, you know, this happens in the Asian race. You know, it's the same thing with black people too, though, right? I'll explain it, though. A dark-skinned Asian, right? A dark-skinned Asian is considered a little bit more low class than a light-skinned Asian, right? That's why skin whitening is very popular in Asia. But it's like, bro, the people who will actually treat you different because you're a dark-skinned Asian, fuck them anyway. And that's the same thing I'm trying to say about like what Aljo's kind of saying. It's like, bro, you're fucking black at the end of the day. You're both black. Chill the fuck out. Like, who cares what he's wearing? You know, who cares how he's talking? He's black and you're black. Like, you guys got more in common than not. Just trying to like point out the differences is crazy. Doesn't make sense, huh? Not really. It would actually piss me off. It would actually piss me off. And I know that Asian example I used was more appearance. And I guess the examples Aljo's using is more so like his personality and his swag, right? But like they're not judging Aljo based off how he looks. They're judging Aljo based off how he acts. He doesn't act black enough in their eyes. So they're like, eh. They're like, eh. You're one of us, but you're not really one of us. You don't, I guess pun intended, but it's like you don't actually sip the Kool-Aid, you know? Pun intended, I guess.
you say something about it, you're tap dancing and you're self-hating your self-hate, then you hate your own black community, it's like the thought process in this is so simple-minded and so easy to just go to that. I think it's lazy.
Yep.
I'm like, there's no way I could think the way that I think without having to be self-hating, tap dancing and doing all these things. I can't just have my own experiences that make me feel and think the way that I do.
Yeah.
But because I've experienced both and now I see the other side, I can also understand, hey, I can have my fun and still keep my culture intact, still be Jamaican when I want to be Jamaican, still be an American black boy when I want to be an American black guy. And collectively, whenever I go places, we tend to be rude, not saying all of us.
Yep.
But whenever I go places and there's something that happens, I don't even have to look. And then when I do look, I'm just like, please just don't be a brother or a sister. Please. And then when I turn and I look and I just go, God damn
it.
Why do we have to always be the one? And this is my experience.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sure there's way.
This is the clip that I saw of Aljo getting called the C word. This is the clip that got him called the C word. When he turns around and he's like, please don't let it be one of us. And it is. Ha ha ha. Hey, shout out to Andrew Nance for all the gifts, homie. This is the first time somebody's gifted these things. I wasn't sure what it was, but it says Andrew Nance sent floating heart for 10 jewels. Andrew Nance sent sparklers for 2 jewels. Sent 100 for 2 jewels. Thank you, homie. Whatever those gems mean, I got to figure it out later. But I mean, thank you very much, homie, for all the gems, for all the jewels. The floating hearts. Much love, homie. Andrew with the gems. Youssef says, thank you for making me mod. I got you, homie. Aljo low-key right, LOL. I mean, shit. Space Kid says, LOL. I'm going to plead the 5th. I'm going to plead the 5th.
More white folks out there, right? So there's going to...
I honestly am not around black people enough to have an opinion about this shit. Like when you speak about black people being loud, the only black people I'm around is when they're in my area. And I think maybe more so they act accordingly because, you know, there's a different vibe in my area. You know, they become the minority over here. So they can't really play off each other. So in a way, like, I don't really have the same experience that Aljo and these other guys are talking about. Because, you know, the black people in OC are just a bit different.
Be more of their...
And I'm telling you, OC seems like it's super richy, but it's almost so wealthy that it's opposite. You know, it's not richy. Like it's not like LA. That's why when people come here, yeah, like the flaunting or the, you know, loud and flexing, it's not really part of the culture in OC. OC is more like laid back, relaxed, chill, quiet, you know, beach town. People don't bother each other type of shit.
Situations that happen, it should, statistically, it should.
Yep.
But whenever I go places, it tends to always be us. And I hate that. And I go, bro, time and place, man. Carry yourself with certain type of pride and dignity that you want to be held at and that you want to be looked at. And you want people to think about the culture. And hey, again, we could be amongst ourselves and we could talk different, act fool, do all that shit within our own confines. And then when we go out, I just think, I'm not saying change, but just have a little bit more class.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
We don't got to be loud, obnoxious, and be the ones offing each other. It's just, I just don't get that mindset. And then when someone speaks about it, coming from a place of love, not trying to condemn them, it's like you try to say the guy's tap dancing because he wants better for his community overall.
Yep.
Why are we the ones that are still in the same spot for the most part?
Yep.
We're moving along, we're progressing, but it starts with us today and how we mold our kids for the future.
Yep.
I don't think that's a bad messaging to give to anybody.
No,
it's
not
crazy.
Not at all. Not. It's funny you say this because literally the 2 days ago, you know, I got my 2 boys and I told them, I was like, okay, guys, I think you guys, they're both homeschooled and we're trying to teach the kids to not follow suit in a 9-to-5 rat race, right? We try to give them all the tools that they can use to be successful. And so my middle is like, man, I want to make money. So I started one of his classes is the stock market. He bought 4 shares of Amazon. He's happy about that.
Oh,
But
nice.
now I'm teaching him like, hey, you could be your own entrepreneur. I was like, here's a simple job. We're gonna in the summertime, we're gonna go around the neighborhood and we're gonna go door to door and ask the neighbor, can I wash your trash can? I'll wash your trash can for $20. I'll pick it up Friday morning after it gets dumped. We'll pressure wash it. I'll deliver it back to you and I'll get $20. I'll wash both of them, the trash and the recycling, for $30. Just trying to get them to be an.
That's a solid ass business endeavor. And the little young buck don't even get his hands super dirty. Just hit it with the pressure washer one time. Bloodhound goes, there aren't as many blacks here anymore. They kicked them all out of Santa Ana. Yeah, so Bloodhound knows. And the more south OC you go, the even less. Space Kid goes, literally time and place. We learned this shit in school. Yeah. Nah, I mean, yeah, I feel Aljo for sure. I mean, it's just like, I mean, I don't want to be rude as if like, I'm trying to be like chill about it all. But I do get it. Like, other cultures are known for being a bit more quiet and clean and, respectful, right? And I mean, obviously that's better just in general. Take the skin color out of it. Clean, quiet, respectful, right? Everyone's going to take that over loud, obnoxious. Not to say that black people are dirty, but the hood is a bit more dirty, right? There's a lot of litter all over the place and shit like that. So, yeah. That's what I would say. Okay. But, to be honest with you guys, I also think that I think that the government makes also keeps the hood as it is just because they want the votes, so they keep the hood impoverished. So I don't even blame, because I said the hood's kind of dirty, but it's like I blame the government more for that than anything else, not even the people in the hood. Even the bad schools and shit like that, I blame the government. Like, they should go in and clean it up. Okay, so this guy, Zombie Man J and Aljo. Where's the video of Zombie Man J, though, and Aljo arguing? Nuanced convo, your bio says leftist media. What about you says you have open opinions to thoughtful conversations? Nothing. It's easier for you guys to twist words and push a narrative because a few brothers are trying to be good role models for people that look like us. Weird. Nah, yeah, Aljo in the right here. He in the right. Can't believe someone would shame him. Okay. Go to Stockton and you'll see what Aljo means. I got you, Jew. MMA guru slaves, fans wouldn't want to keep the skin color out of it. I know, AI. That's what annoys me about Guru. But it's like, I don't know, that's also how he has such a crazy following. Because you just have these racist-ass fans, bro, that just have a crazy appetite for it. Useless, you sent me a screenshot of it, but it's not an actual audio. This is the same one I saw, but I wish we had the actual video. Thanks for sending it, Useless, but it's still not what I'm looking for. Oh, they did interview, but hasn't dropped yet. Or Houston, says Space Kid. No, it exists in LA too. I seen it in LA. The black people are different in LA for sure. But like I said, that's why I said the example where I was like, I shouldn't really speak on it because like I experience black people as if like, you know, I'm going to a friend's house and I come home later. It's like, you know, it's different than living with that person. You feel me? Like, okay, I go to my friend's house and like he annoys me. I get to leave. It's fine. It's probably not even gonna bother me. Right. But if I gotta deal with it day after day, it would bother me. So I just kind of forget, you know, because I only experience it in little spurts. Like, you know, when I go to the airport or something. I'm never in LA. Catfished. Yeah, it hasn't dropped yet, my bad. Okay, no worries. AI says, Perry, can you search a UFC quiz vid and you do the quiz live with us? I bet as easy as it may look, you will make mistakes. Okay, and then I'll get off of here. And then I'll get off. UFC quiz. Oh, Sean does this. 9 people versus UFC trivia, 8 people versus UFC trivia. Which one should I do? Do you guys want to pick one? UFC trivia quiz, test your MMA knowledge 1 year ago. Or Sean, 9 people versus UFC trivia 3 weeks ago. Are you a UFC casual? The ultimate UFC quiz. Are you a casual or hardcore fan? Maybe the first one. Okay, let's do the first one.
Not a casual. But if you don't, well, you might need to rewatch a few fight nights. Let's get started. Let's start easy. Which UFC fight holds the record for most significant strikes landed?
Max versus Cater.
The correct answer is Max Holloway versus Calvin Kattar. This one is quite recent. Who's landed the most knockdowns in a single fight?
Most knockdowns in it's this dude on the is it C? Connor don't got the most knockdowns in a single fight. Izzy don't either. C.
You guessed it, it's Stephen Nguyen. On to the third question.
Against Ronnie Yaya in Abu Dhabi. Okay. Tuxedo, thank you for the $2 donut, homie. He says, their people get tiny hat, pussy, opt the hardest. Oh, their people get tiny hat, psy-opt the hardest. I said pussy. Shout out to Tuxedo.
Which of these fighters has not fought in 3 different weight classes?
Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz only fought at 55 and 70. Connor 45, 55, 70. Jared heavyweight, light heavyweight, middleweight. Come on now, don't play with me, AI. Come on now, AI.
It is Nate Diaz. How are you doing so far? Comment your current score. On to the next.
How I'm doing, AI.
Question. Only the real fans will get this one correct. Who is the youngest champion in UFC history?
Come on, man. It's Max Holloway. I'm playing. It's that boy John Jones. A.
It's John Jones. I highly doubt you'll get this one. Who did Max Holloway defeat to become the interim UFC featherweight champion?
Come on now, Anthony Pettis. Come on now, don't play with me. Anthony Pettis.
It was showtime. We're halfway. Don't worry if you're not doing that good. We still have 5 questions left. A bit of a harder question now. Who did Luke Rockhold defeat to become UFC middleweight champion?
Wide. C. A, my bad. Weidman.
You guessed it. It was Chris Weidman. Which two UFC fighters are tied for the second longest winning streak in UFC history?
I'm assuming Islam and GSP. Usman got knocked off by Leon.
It's the Nigerian nightmare Kamaru Usman and the lightweight goat Islam Makhachev. This one is...
Oh, yeah, that's right. Usman was going to tie... he beat GSP. Okay. Wait, did Usman really beat GSP? The fuck? Now Islam surpassed Kamaru. Okay. Wait, do you agree, though? Agree with what? Actually, never mind. That's white women. What, white women get tiny hat psyoped the hardest? You would have to explain what the tiny hat psyop fully means, but I kind of get you. Now Islam and Silva are tied with 16. So Usman surpassed GSP though. So Usman really is the welterweight GOAT. Oh, win streak though. Win streak. Not title defenses. That's a hard one.
It's really easy. Who has the record for the most takedowns landed in UFC history?
Merab.
If you said Merab, you're correct. We're getting to the end. Who has the most fight night bonuses in UFC history?
I want to say Cerrone. I want to say Cerrone.
If you said Donald Cerrone, you are incorrect.
Damn.
It's the Lion, Charles Oliveira. Last question. Who has the shortest average fight time in UFC history?
Aspinall.
You guessed it, it's Tom Aspinall. Congratulations, you have made it through the 10 questions. Before we end it, let's do a recap of all of the answers.
Tuxedo Mask is saying, wait, do you agree, though, that black people get tiny hat psyop the hardest? Well, I don't fully know what tiny hat psyop means fully. I think I know what it means. And I would say, I guess so, yeah. Between the gang culture and between, you know, them attacking Aljo, yeah, they're definitely tiny hat psyoped. Pretty bad. You know, the gang culture is super backwards, and so is them attacking Aljo. Super backwards. So I would say yeah. And then women also get tiny hat psyoped. Kind of surface level questions. Yeah, kind of. Although I was 8 out of 10. I got 8 out of 10. It's just to, I guess, test if you're casual. We should do a tougher one in the future. Aspinall. I told you it looks easy, but everyone still makes mistakes somehow. Yeah, I got a couple of them wrong. They were challenging. They were challenging. Putting GSP up in there. All right, boys. Shout out to everybody who watched. I've been trying to give you guys some longer streams if you guys haven't noticed. So I hope you boys are enjoying it. Tonight was 2.5 hours. 2.5 hour stream. All the previous streams have been 2 hours. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Or no, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, all week it's been above 2 hours. So you boys better be enjoying it. Space Kid, talking to you. All right, boys. Thanks, bro. I got you, AI. Thank you, AI. Like I said, AI, I appreciate your contribution to the chat. It's pretty fun, you know, the stuff you add in. So thanks for all the questions, for the suggestions. You know, good having you in here, AI, for sure. Tyler Betts W stream. Shout out to Tyler Betts. Shit. Shout out my fucking cousin, Tyler Betts. I mean, we basically became cousins over stream, Tyler Betts. Although not by blood, we might as well be. I mean, we kind of are, low key. We kind of are. W Stream says, buyer seller. Shout out, homie. W Stream, bro. I'll do better dropping links. No worries, Useless. You did a fine job, homie. Thanks for dropping it. If it ain't there, it ain't there. You know, the video ain't there. Useless says, MA news related. Can't believe y'all are family, basically. I mean, yeah, we basically are. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right, boys. Peace out, everybody. No shout out of the streets tonight, for real. No shout out for real tonight. But much love to all you guys. Shout out to everybody in the streets. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks everybody for always watching and everything like that. It's more appreciated than you guys know. All right. It's more appreciated than you guys know, especially during this dry spell. So thanks to all the real soldiers out there. And I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Peace out, everybody.